According to the Delaware Electrical Code, specifically Section 210.11 cone, refrigerators shall be on an individual branch circuit. This code requirement dictates that a refrigerator must be connected to a dedicated electrical circuit and outlet. A dedicated circuit means that the refrigerator should not share the circuit with any other appliances, especially small appliances commonly found in a kitchen. The purpose of this requirement is multifaceted, primarily focusing on safety and performance. Firstly, a refrigerator, especially when the compressor starts, draws a significant amount of current. This inrush of current can cause voltage drops on a shared circuit, potentially affecting the performance of other appliances connected to the same circuit. Secondly, overloading a circuit can lead to overheating of the wiring, increasing the risk of electrical fires. By having a dedicated circuit, the refrigerator's power demands are isolated, reducing the likelihood of overloading the circuit. Thirdly, dedicated circuits reduce the risk of nuisance tripping of circuit breakers. When multiple appliances share a circuit, their combined current draw can easily exceed the circuit's capacity, causing the breaker to trip. This is particularly problematic with refrigerators, as power interruptions can lead to food spoilage. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a widely adopted standard for electrical installations in the United States. While the NEC provides a general framework, local jurisdictions, such as the state of Delaware, can adopt and modify the code to suit their specific needs and conditions. Therefore, it is crucial to always refer to the local electrical code to ensure compliance. In the context of the NEC, a branch circuit is defined as the circuit conductors between the final overcurrent device protecting the circuit and the outlet or outlets. The overcurrent device is typically a circuit breaker or fuse located in the electrical panel. The outlet is the point where electrical power is drawn, such as a receptacle or lighting fixture. An individual branch circuit, as required for refrigerators in Delaware, is a branch circuit that supplies only one piece of equipment. This contrasts with a general-purpose branch circuit, which can supply multiple outlets and appliances. The sizing of the conductors for a refrigerator's individual branch circuit is typically based on the refrigerator's nameplate rating, which indicates the appliance's maximum current draw. The NEC provides guidelines for calculating the minimum ampacity of the conductors based on the nameplate rating. The circuit breaker protecting the circuit must also be sized appropriately to protect the conductors from overcurrent. Common circuit breaker sizes for refrigerator circuits are 15 amps or 20 amps, depending on the refrigerator's power requirements and the local electrical code. When installing a dedicated circuit for a refrigerator, it is important to follow all applicable electrical codes and safety practices. Firstly, ensure that the power is turned off at the main electrical panel before working on any electrical wiring. Secondly, use appropriately sized conductors and connectors that are rated for the intended use. Thirdly, properly ground the circuit to protect against electrical shock hazards. Fourthly, carefully inspect all connections to ensure they are secure and tight. Fifthly, after completing the installation, test the circuit to verify that it is working properly. The electrical code also addresses the placement of receptacles for refrigerators. Generally, a receptacle should be located within easy reach of the refrigerator's power cord, but not behind the refrigerator where it could be damaged or inaccessible. The receptacle should also be of the proper type for the refrigerator's plug. Ground-fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection is often required for receptacles located in kitchens, particularly those serving countertops. However, GFCI protection is generally not required for refrigerator circuits, as nuisance tripping can be problematic. In some jurisdictions, arc-fault circuit interrupter, or RFSI, protection may be required for all branch circuits serving dwelling units, including refrigerator circuits. RFSIs are designed to detect arc faults, which are a common cause of electrical fires. The Delaware Electrical Code requirement for refrigerators to be on individual branch circuits reflects a commitment to electrical safety and reliability. By adhering to this code, the risk of electrical hazards is reduced, and the performance and longevity of refrigerators are enhanced. It is important to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that all electrical work is performed in accordance with the applicable codes and standards. The Delaware Electrical Code adopts and amends the National Electrical Code. Because codes are updated regularly, it is important to ensure you are referencing the most current version. Typically, states adopt the NEC with state-specific amendments. To find the specific requirements, you would need to consult the official Delaware Electrical Code document. You can usually find this information on the state government's website, often under the Department of Labor or a similar agency responsible for building codes and regulations. The specific section mentioned, 210.11 cone, likely refers to the NEC Article 210, which covers branch circuits, and the subsection would deal with specific requirements for dwelling units, and within that a clause focusing on kitchen and refrigeration equipment. Code requirements are designed to ensure safety and prevent hazards like electrical fires. Refrigerators have a high and relatively constant power demand, especially when the compressor cycles on and off. Sharing a circuit with other appliances, especially those that draw significant power like microwaves or toasters, could overload the circuit, leading to overheating and potentially a fire. A dedicated circuit ensures that the refrigerator has enough power and that the circuit is not overloaded by other appliances. It also minimizes the risk of voltage drops, which can damage the refrigerator's components over time. When installing a dedicated circuit, the wire gauge must be appropriate for the circuit's amperage. The breaker size also needs to match the wire gauge and the refrigerator's power requirements. The National Electrical Code Table 310.15b16 provides ampacity ratings for different wire gauges. For example, a 15-amp circuit typically requires 14-gauge wire, while a 20-amp circuit usually requires 12-gauge wire. However, local codes might have more stringent requirements, so always check with the local electrical code or a qualified electrician. The receptacle for the refrigerator should be a standard grounded outlet, typically a 15-amp or 20-amp receptacle, depending on the circuit's amperage. It should be located in an accessible location, but not directly behind the refrigerator to avoid damaging the cord or making it difficult to unplug the appliance. While GFCI protection is often required for kitchen receptacles, it is generally not recommended for refrigerator circuits. Refrigerators can sometimes cause nuisance tripping of GFCI breakers, which can lead to food spoilage. In some areas, FCI protection may be required for refrigerator circuits. However, FCIs can also be prone to nuisance tripping, so it is important to use a high-quality FCI breaker and to ensure that the wiring is properly installed. When performing any electrical work, it is crucial to follow all safety precautions. Always turn off the power to the circuit at the breaker before working on any wiring. Use insulated tools and wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the work. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to ensure that it is done safely and correctly. Ignoring electrical codes and safety precautions can lead to serious injuries or property damage. Always consult with a qualified electrician or local building official if you have any questions about electrical codes or safety requirements. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it is important to ensure that you are using the most current version of the code. Local jurisdictions may also have amendments to the NEC, so it is important to check with your local building department to determine the specific requirements in your area. By following the electrical codes and safety precautions, you can ensure that your refrigerator is installed safely and that your electrical system is protected from overloads and other hazards. Remember, electrical safety is paramount. When in doubt, consult with a qualified professional. This will ensure that your home's electrical system is safe, up to code, and functioning correctly. Improper wiring can lead to serious consequences, including fires and electrical shock. So take the time to do it right, or hire someone who can. This is an investment in your safety and the safety of your property. Adhering to code also helps maintain the resale value of your property, as potential buyers will want to know that the electrical system is safe and compliant.